Hello, testing.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Joanna, and I'm honored. I'm honored, Mona, to have you here with me this morning. Welcome.
Thank you so much. The honor is mine. It's a pleasure to be here with you. You're such an incredible friend, supporter. You've been amazing, and also the Arab Media Summit. This is so incredible. It's the 23rd year, right?
It is.
And it's
It
my
is.
23rd year in Dubai.
Oh wow!
So,
Coincidence? I don't think
so it's
so.
been a really incredible journey, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
I'm honored. I'm gonna. You cannot hear? Okay, guys.
I think it's not on.
I don't think.
actually. It's on? You guys can
Oh
hear?
no, they can
Okay,
hear.
great.
I think you're just on the wrong frequency. Channel 4, everyone. Channel 4. Are you?
Channel.
4 in English, 5 in Arabic, translated. Okay, if you don't mind, I want to share a little story. I was in a meeting with Muna I would say a while ago, and I was mesmerized. And I was just sitting so still, just looking at you, staring at you, with how calm and contained you are, yet how strongly into details you are, your business, the people around you. You remember everyone's birthday, you remember everyone's name, you know every little detail about your partners, stakeholders, fans, customers, team, brand. Muna, how does this happen? Where does this come from? Because I think those who don't know you, they would be amazed by the superpower that you obtain.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate that. And it's something that really comes from within. I think that whenever you're really passionate about what you're doing, that obsession is natural and you don't have to force it. And that's something that I always tell everybody that I meet. I meet a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs, content creators, people who want to create their own legacy brand. And I always tell them, only pick something that you truly are obsessed with, because passion runs out when it's forced, passion runs out when it's not authentic. So if you find something that you truly love, the energy finds you and you put yourself all into it. And of course it's been a journey. Like, I didn't start out this way. Like, it's been, I'd say almost 20 years now that I've been trying to, build myself and really grow. So over time you just get better at juggling a lot, and the details matter. It really does matter. There's this book that I always recommend to every single person I meet. It's called Be Obsessed or Be Average, BOBA, by Grant Cardone. And it's really incredible. And I think the difference between building an ordinary business and an extraordinary business, or any venture, whether it's a business or anything, is like the obsession. So put your heart and soul into everything you do.
And you have built an extraordinary global brand. And I'm going to talk a bit more about passion later on, but I want to tap into community building.
Sure.
Because that's also like a big part of who you are and who Kayali is. Community is everything. On my day-to-day, for everyone's context, we work at Meta with a lot of content creators. And we see with content creators, the reason they become and the reason they grow is because of their community building. In your case, not only Muna has her own community happening for her, and it follows you through your personal journey, through your Netflix journey, through your business and entrepreneurship journey, but also Kayali as a brand, it feels like a human of its own, just standing and discussing topics and things with people. A lot of your customers, they know each one of the perfumes and they can just differentiate it by smelling it. How does this journey evolve for you, and how did it start?
I would say it started even before social media really became a big thing. I've always been obsessed with people. I love people. It's one of my core values, is connection. So even prior to Facebook becoming a thing, and then of course Instagram and all the others, I just really love bringing people together. So I would say that we're so blessed to be living in a world where today you have the ability to connect online. So your reach is so much larger than it could have been, say 20 years ago. I know a lot of people try to push back on accepting the fact that time has changed, the world has changed, but you need to embrace it. You need to embrace that social media will never go away. It's only going to become more and more important, more and more natural for all of us. Especially if you look at the younger kids today, it's not even, it's just part of their nature. It's how they've been raised, and we're going to see that continue. So I think embrace it, cultivate it, appreciate it, and build your community, not just in your city, but beyond that. So we're a very global brand. We have a very global community. A lot of people don't even know I live in Dubai. I'll see them out in the malls and they're like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I live here. I'm like, what do you mean, what am I doing here? This is my home for 23 years. So I think that we're blessed to be able to have platforms like Meta, like all the big ones, to really bring people together with common interests, common values, and just make people feel good. You know, that's what community is about. It's connecting, feeling seen, feeling like you share the same interest with other people. It's really exciting, and it's easier than having to do it in person sometimes.
You are referenced in almost the majority of the meetings or stages or setups that I've seen when it comes to beauty, fashion, luxury, even content creators. The Dubai landscape, I say, plays a huge role in a lot of the things that we're seeing in here, all of us. But for you, you just said that you built a global brand, but you've built it from Dubai. How does that change the dynamics of things? And how does that contribute to the success of the Muna brand and the Kayali?
Wow. Well, you know, I think that moving to Dubai when I did, I moved in 2002 from the US. I had grown up there. I was born and raised there for, 17 years. I moved here in 2002, and I think my life really began at that stage. My mindset became more global. So again, prior to social media, this is a long time ago, but I became a more global person because being in Dubai, it truly is the melting pot now. You know, of course, America is amazing. You know, New York, which was, the previous melting pot, was great. But I think Dubai is the future, and people keep their culture here. So I'm so inspired by the people that I meet. I think it's the number one reason I stayed here, like people and safety. But meeting people here who have such amazing, rich culture to share with me that I can grow from, that I can learn from, is so inspiring. And I think that it's one of the reasons why we're able to build a global brand reaching the entire world from Dubai. You know, a lot of brands that are based in the US, based in the UK, they usually serve their market really well, but they struggle to go outside. They struggle to reach the Middle East, India, Africa, like Asia. But for us, because we have such a truly global team, because it's in Dubai, I think it's been a reason why our DNA is global. So we resonate with everyone. And of course, the power of social media has been incredible. You know, we have a very dynamic, mixed community, which is amazing. But I think being in Dubai is definitely one of the reasons why I've always thought very globally. I've never thought, let me target the biggest market, America. Of course, it's very important, and it is our biggest market. But I've always thought, how can we serve the world? How can we build a community that will reach everyone? And I don't ever neglect other parts and other corners of the world that most people neglect.
Success is a word that we hear in every occasion, everywhere. You see it in books, in TV, podcasts, the list goes on and on. What is success for Mona Kattan today versus what was success for Mona when she first started?
That's so interesting. Very interesting question. I think when I was younger and I had first started my journey of discovering what I want to do in my life, I thought it was a destination, but now I realize success is the journey. Just like happiness, just like health, there's no end goal. You know, you don't just become successful and then rest. You know, just like you don't become healthy and then stop training, or you don't become happy and stop trying to achieve happiness. So it's a forever journey, and your definition of what success means to you will keep evolving as you grow and as you expand your mind, as you expand your experience and your life, your life perspective. So you never, in my opinion, you never achieve success. You always are aiming for it, just like you never achieve a final destination of happiness. You're always aiming for happiness, but it's something that you have to work on daily. And to me, if I think about what success was to me 20 years ago when I was younger, it was like a list of goals and achievements. Today, it's, am I doing every single day the things that I need to do that is like, I'm exercising discipline, I'm exercising passion, I'm doing good to people, I'm helping, my team, my community, and just being the person I want to be. That to me is success, and it's something you have to do daily. If you don't do it one day, I feel like crap. Like if there's one day where I don't stick to the plan, I feel bad, So it's really just keeping discipline and being who you should be, who you think you should be.
You wear so many hats. Let me explain what do I mean by this. So for Muna, there's the business side of Muna, there's the persona of Muna, then there's the sister of Muna, then there's the friend and the team member and the colleague, and then there's Muna who checks her DMs just to see what her fans and her community and her customers have been texting her. And I think there's a reference, that video that you posted of you reading a comment from someone who posted a, a, a a video saying that she, oh, thank you so much, Muna, for the PR. I'm sure you're not gonna see this. And then she was watching it and she's like, no, I see it, and I'm reading, and I'm here, and I'm present. So many hats.
Yeah.
How do you keep sane?
How do I keep sane? I don't think I'm sane. I think that when you're trying to go after doing and building something extraordinary, you have to kind of be borderline, I wouldn't say crazy, but not normal. You know, my expectations of myself are not normal. My what I want to achieve is not normal. So I think it's a matter of having a really good structure. I know a lot of people make fun of me because of my calendar storyline on
A very
Dubai Bling,
famous story.
but it's way worse in real life. Like, everything is planned, everything is scheduled. I have a routine that I follow, a weekly, a daily routine, a monthly routine. I have, you know, a quarterly checklist and yearly ones. Like, you have to have structure to your day and your entire life. The more structure you have, the more you can fit in, the more efficient you'll be, the more organized you can be, and the better outcome and output you can have. So I think really embrace routine, make it your friend, and if you do that, you can just do so much more than you think you can do. You know, I was a lot less capable when I was less organized, less structured. So of course it does mean, you know, you have to be a little bit rigid sometimes, but what is the cost? You know, like, what if you're not that way? You just don't have that much efficiency, you're more stressed. But when everything is structured, you're less stressed, you're more organized, and you can do so much more. So I can make time to do things that I really enjoy, which is checking in with my community, watching reviews, reading comments. Like, those things really bring me joy. I don't read every single one, of course, but I read a lot of them, and every time I do that, I feel connected, and I feel like, wow, it's making a difference to someone, and that gives me a lot of passion.
Speaking of costs, but there's also a cost for building such a global brand. There's a cost for being this present. What would be that cost for Mona Kattan?
I would say balance in a personal life. So my life consists of my family and work. I have nothing else going on for me. I've got to be honest. Like, I just don't have time, you know. So again, if you really want to build something that's out of the ordinary, you have to remember that you're going to have an out of the ordinary life, and your balance won't be the same as an average person.
Wow, I love that.
And you have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
And it's not something that works for everyone. Some people like balance. Some people like having time for friends, time for vacations, time for everything else. I don't. I've probably taken 5 vacations in 10 years. Like, that's just the honesty behind it, because I want to give every single moment I can, every single bit of energy I can, to my team, to work, to growing, and to my parents and my family. They're my non-negotiables. Like, those are the things that matter the most to me. Everything else, unfortunately, has to take a back seat. But that's just the reality. If you're trying to build something crazy, important, crazy, special, grow really fast, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot. You can only pick a few priorities.
I love that. If I were to say that today, if you had 3 pieces of advice that you would give a content creator or a young entrepreneur who wants to start their career, what would that be, and how would you like to see them doing it, the beginning of the entrepreneurship journey?
It's a great question. I would say, if I had to keep it short, because I could talk forever about this subject, I wish I knew so much more back then. But I would say number 1 is get to know yourself, get to know what matters to you, and understand that can change over time. What matters to you today might not be what matters to you in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Like, we evolve, we're human, so we grow, we change our mind, you know, and understand that some things aren't meant to be forever. You might have a project that you set up, and for 1 year, 2 years, you give it your all, and maybe it doesn't work out, or maybe it does really well, but you want to sell it because it doesn't matter anymore to you. You have to be fluid, you have to be adaptable, and really focus on getting to know who you are. Work on yourself, whether, you know, it's personal development or getting a therapist, a life coach, because I've always seen, in my opinion, we are our biggest barrier to getting to the next level. When you grow through understanding your blind spots, through understanding, you know, what you could do better, that's when you go to the next level. So really focus on you. Every time you have a challenge, think, what could I have done better? Never blame other people, never blame the circumstances. Empower yourself by taking ownership of what you did wrong. And you can always find something. You know, some people, they have that mindset of always playing the victim. I couldn't have, controlled COVID. I couldn't have controlled the economy, the recession. But actually, if you really study the situation, you could see you could have done something better. So the more you take ownership of your mistakes or what you could have improved, the more empowerment you have, and therefore you rise to the next level. But definitely get a coach, get a mentor, get a therapist. You can use ChatGPT. I use it all the time now. I'm like, be my coach, and I tell me, like, ask me questions I should ask myself right now to be better, to see what I'm not doing wrong. So work on yourself.
It's endless, guys. We have 2 minutes. How about we take a question
Sure, of course.
from
I
the
would love
audience?
that.
Anyone has a question for Mona? Okay. Can we? How do you want to do it? I
love
can
your
pass.
bag. It's
Okay.
so cute.
So we're not.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to raise my voice for you guys to hear me. All right, so my name is Dr. Maya, and I'm the first PhD holder.
Sorry, I can't hear you
can't
very
hear
well.
me? Shall I come forward? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. So my name is. You can hear me now?
Now, yeah,
Perfect.
thank
I can
you.
go back. Yes. I'll stay standing. Anyway, so my name is Dr. Maya Al-Hawari. I'm the first. I'm the first PhD holder in emotional intelligence.
Mashallah,
And
wow.
thank you so much for your journey. And just listening to you was amazing. And I was impressed very
Thank
much so.
you.
I was very touched because that's what I do. I do consulting and I help. I've done over 2,500 consultation sessions in emotional intelligence on how to lead yourself, to lead others, and be able to produce the best version of you. So my question here is, when you said ChatGPT, where is that limit?
The
Where do you
limits?
stop checking with ChatGPT? But that's the problem that I'm facing right now. I have people that come to me saying, I'm on ChatGPT. I don't know if this is the right thing.
Right.
So how do
Yeah.
you say, okay, no, this is not going to work for me?
Right.
Especially now with the new generation. You and I are
Right.
old enough and mature enough to choose wisely. But when we're talking to, and I have people that come to me, ladies and young ladies, 21, 22, 25, 27, I believe that AI needs to be put into order somehow.
Right.
And this is where we raise our emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and I want your number later.
Sure.
With AI and all the different kind of technologies that are becoming more and more incredible very quickly, I think it's definitely fascinating, and it's definitely a tool that I think everybody should embrace. It reminds me so much of like when business went to e-commerce, and also when marketing went to social media. Like, a lot of people hesitated and resisted the change, and you're left behind. So I think embrace it, use it, but it will never replace being in person, right? Like, e-commerce, people thought it would make malls disappear. It didn't. There's still a need to go to a mall, try something on, see people, see strangers, see different environments. So I don't think it's going to replace those human connections that we want. And I think you can't replace the spirit and the soul, right? So ChatGPT can give you lots of great questions, lots of great data, lots of great answers, but it will never replace that human element of like you knowing my story and telling me the right feedback that's a lot more personal. So I think you have to have a healthy balance of the two. I don't think either are replaceable for the other. Like, we need to embrace AI ASAP. Get ahead of it. Don't get behind. No, you don't want to be behind it. Otherwise, you're going to be less, useful in your organization or even your life. There's so many great efficiencies it creates, but nothing will replace the human. We're spiritual beings, right? Like, we all have a soul, a spirit, and nothing replaces that beauty of a spirit. No one can create that except God. So,
Amen.
yeah.
And
Thank you.
okay, if I may add to just a small element to that AI piece, it's here to stay. We're not going to be able to put it down. And the fight is real and it's happening right in front of us. So we might as well learn how to coexist with it. But as you said, Mona, like for me, would you rather, me sitting here with ChatGPT have this conversation, or sit with Mona Kattan and have this conversation.
Right.
That human need is just everything.
I mean, look at
So
everybody
let's
who's
use-
here today, right? You could have easily watched this online, but there's nothing that beats seeing people, smelling the place, hearing the sounds around you. Like, you know, we're human. We need that human element. So yeah, I think make friends with it, but never lose your essence of being a human and having those needs that we all have.
100%. I think we're out of time. Muna, what a morning. What an
Thank you.
honor. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all
Thank
so much
you.
for your
Thank you so
time.
much.
Thank you for being
you.
here. Thank you.
Thank